I love that every time I say something negative about Trump, which is every day, people respond, well, you think Biden was better? Yeah, I kind of do think Biden was better, okay? He wasn't the greatest president of all time, but the guy had integrity. And here's an example of the difference, okay? So I worked on a really popular TV show called Gold Rush. And if you remember, if you watch the show, on one of the claims, there's this guy named Fred, and he's like a military vet, and he's a badass, okay? And he started a claim with a bunch of veteran friends, and all of them had been injured in the war. And I had, and I'm talking like badly injured, okay? And not to mention severe PTSD. So like what Fred was doing, Fred is a really awesome human being. And one guy in particular, I won't say his name because I did sign an NDA, but one guy in particular told me a story about when he was in the hospital. And this was before Biden was president. And he was in the hospital for almost a year. He was badly burned. He had a part of his limbs missing. It was a horrendous injury. He said one day, Joe Biden showed up and paid him a visit. And he expected there to be, media. And it was like, sort of a photo op, but it wasn't like that at all. It was a very sincere visit from the two of them. And he said they spent hours there, and it felt like they were buddies at one point. And he said Jill Biden and Joe actually provided their personal cell phone numbers and said, if you need anything, don't hesitate to call. And the guy's like, oh, I'm not gonna, do that. And up until into his presidency, this guy was able to reach out to Joe Biden or Joe Biden anytime he wanted. And he received occasional text messages. This was just a regular dude, okay, who had suffered an injury and had the most powerful man in the world checking up on him. Not for a photo op, not for any sort of press opportunity, but because he sincerely cared about him. Now, you tell me a story where Donald Trump did something like that. Because I only see him insulting veterans, okay? You think this guy cares about a single human being? Let's not even rant about that. That's my Joe Biden story. Yes, he's a better human than Donald Trump across the board, and that's who you want as a leader.